Hey, everybody, it's Greg, Detroit's Love Guru. I am going to be talking about gender roles in your expectations, not mine, okay? If people want to know my expectations, I'll give them to you, okay? I love posting stuff that stirs the pot a little bit. People that know me, students, friends of mine, relative, whatever, they know I love to put something out there, a very controversial topic as gender roles. And I like to see people's reactions. You get to know what people's takes are. It's not a right or wrong, it's looking at how it works for you. So pay attention. I'd love to hear your feedback and join in the discussion right below. And I will start the show, the Art of Relationship show, right after this. Pay attention. Hey, everybody, and we're back. And this is the Art of Relationship show. Ooh, let me get back where I'm supposed to be. There we are. And talking about gender roles and how they hit you, how they affect you. What are your expectations about partnership? And what about people talks about, I want a 50-50 role or relationship, but then they stack the deck in your favor. And I never gave, my intake or my inputs on this, what my personal feelings are. Hey, Leah. Hey, welcome. What your gender roles are. And I used to bring this up and just stir the pot a little bit when I taught college classes for years too, about, human sexuality and gender roles and what your expectations are of a relationship. A lot of it outside the textbook, real life stuff. Okay. What I deal with in the office. And this is very, very crucial. Hey, Leah Faza, I appreciate you showing up. So I'd love to hear your take on what your gender roles are, and what they are for you. Now, a very crucial element. It's not a one size fits all. It's what works for you. And you need to find somebody that agrees with that. That's simple, right? You're going to get a lot of people. And I love stirring the pot and stirring the shit, as I did below in the post about a 50-50 partnership, and watching people's take on it. And some people get very irate and very ornery, and they get, I'm very traditional. The man is the provider and the protector. You know what? I'm all about protecting. And then people would chime in about, oh, the man should always open the door. We're talking about manners, common courtesy. We're not talking about that type of aspect. I'm all about open the car door for the lady. I'm all about holding doors open. That's me. I'm all about that. Always have been like that. But now we're talking about, when you talk about finances, this is a nitty gritty type of aspect. And people are, when I'm dating, the man should always pay on the date. And I'm like, why is that? See, again, I'm not saying my give or take on it. I know what my philosophy is. And if you want to know mine, I'm going to tell you. And, I love stirring the pot. Why should the man always, pay on the dates before you're married or living together? And the woman works and banks her money, right? And then this situation, it could be a single mother. I get that. I've dated single moms, childcare costs, and I get all that, right? So she pays childcare costs. The guy is paying child support. So now where do you go with that? You get me? So a lot of people look at, they want equality, but what does equality look like for you? And are you able to look at, do you stack the deck in your favor? Let's face it, most people do. Or are you able to look at, what is fair and what is equitable in your relationship? Okay. So you look at, you have so many people that, the man is the provider and all this stuff, pays all the bills, and I get to do whatever I want with my money. I'm like, why is that fair? I'm questioning. Why do you think, where were you raised that you feel that you are entitled to that aspect? And if, and I'm all about, let me put it out there, I'm all about equal rights. I'm all about women empowerment. And I was speaking to someone that subleases space in my office suite, and we're talking about, where people get the thoughts of entitlement and empowerment and about, that inequality, or they pick and choose what is right for them and what is, wrong. They, about being bougie, about being entitled because you're a woman, or being entitled for a man. And I ask people, the man needs to be the provider. So that means, whoever the provider is and pays most of the bills, then they should be able to decide on what house you live in, what type of house you live in, where you live in, what type of car you drive. You get me? And no, Greg, that isn't what I'm saying. That isn't right. And I'm like, well, you can't have everything your side, or pick and choose what works for you, right? And a lot of people, I'm very traditional, but you believe in, earning as much money as men, or men earning as much money as women, which I already told you, I'm all about equal rights across the board, okay? I'm all about men chipping in doing housework. I'm all about men chipping in with childcare and helping. And, if a child's sick, okay, the guy can take the child to the doctor or stay home just like the mother can. I'm all about equality, okay? And we know in this world, it might not be practical. It might not be all that right. So whoever makes the most money, do they pay the most bills? Again, it's not about me. It's about what works for you. And are you able to sit down and have a logical, rational discussion about your expectations about what's going on? And hey, Mary Beth, I appreciate, that's awesome. And Lee, you mentioned, I say we both share the expenses. Mary Beth, I actually like planning dates and paying for the dates I plan. You know what? Hit me up. No, I'm teasing. Sorry, people. I'm fighting allergies and stuff going on today. Eyes are watering and everything. So I look at, all these expectations, and what are your expectations? And again, it is not about a right or wrong. It's looking at what works for you. But I challenge people to be honest, to be open, and also not to be entitled and one-sided that, all the rules are stacked in your favor. That's not a partnership to me. And I don't think that is fair. You know what? The guy pays all the bills, or the woman pays. There's a lot of women out there. I have clients that they're the breadwinner. They're making all the bills and all this stuff. And the guy doesn't do anything, doesn't help with housework, doesn't help with childcare, doesn't help with doing anything. Well, a woman does this. And I'm like, dude, are you for real? That's sort of being hypocritical. So it works both ways. I don't pick and choose sides. I want to do what's fair for people, and you decide what is fair for you and your expectations. But a lot of people, they look at society says, right? Religions say, my parents were raised this way. My mom taught me this. My dad taught me that. What if it doesn't work for you? And I love stirring the pot. I love throwing out questions, because this is real life about how you want to live. It's like one person is an atheist, the other one Christian, and they argue and they go back and forth about which is the right way to do it. It's what works for you, people, and trying to find a partner that aligns with these expectations that fit your needs, okay? Or how you want to live your life. Again, it's getting away from that right or wrong, people. It's going after what works for you. I just want to know, are you stacking the deck in your favor, or are you, are you actually being fair and equitable? And again, this is not a situation that really looks at, a right and wrong. It's not looking at what is, in the best interest of just you, but you pick and choose. I already said, I'm all about, fathers, helping with childcare, a sick child, with household work. If both people are working, what does a partnership mean to you and these expectations, right? And you can talk about expectations and gender roles when it comes to finances, when it comes down to, picking and choose where you live and what works for you, what type of house, what neighborhood, what city, what state, wherever you want to look at. But a lot of people, I want, one person to pay all the bills, but then I'm picking what house we live in, what car we drive, and I'm like, what? I'm like, why is that fair? Oh, because I'm the man or I'm the woman. I hear this all the time. And I'm challenge people on their beliefs. And I say, what I tell people in my office, I'm not biased. I'm not judgmental. I am when it comes to how I want to live and my rules. For me, absolutely. But for other people, it's not about me nor should it be about other people. It's about what works for you. However, you need to be open and honest with people, who you're dating or what you're going to marry or live together, and how you want to live your life and what those expectations are. Simple, right? Now, how many people flip that script when it comes to what a partnership is, right? Oh, now we're married. And this goes for man, woman, same sex, genders, doesn't matter. Or I'm sorry, same sex relationships. And it doesn't matter where one person has expectations and they, just like that, they flip the script and all of a sudden, I'm not doing it. Well, you told me you wanted to expect the same things. And now you're flipping the script and you're married and you're stuck. And then it don't work. You get a divorce and they're entitled to half, or they want, I'm like, why? Because you have a penis? Because you have a vagina? What? and again, it's looking at what works for you. And are you entitled? Are you entitled to be taken care of? Are you entitled to make all the rules for your household? You get me? So you need to look at what works for you. How do you want it? And not try to bash somebody or, this is how it's supposed to be. You need to find someone that aligns with your values and aligns with your situations, okay? It needs to align with you. That's what makes compatibility so crucial and important. If you have somebody that is, wants to say finances are split and shared, and then they start paying all the bills, that resentment is going to build and they're going to feel like they're being used. They were lied to. You get me? You need to be open and honest with each other and then go from there and not flip the script. And I look at a lot of people, they look at, my partner, man, woman, whatever, they're the provider. I expect them because they make most of the money or more money than I do. They need to pay more bills or pay all the bills. And then what happens if that provider, right, gets sick? They have cancer, whatever. Well, I expect my man to be the provider. And what happens if they get sick and they can't work anymore and the income gets cut significantly? Now, what do you do? Right? Well, the man's supposed to take care of it. I'm not doing anything. Or my lady, she was the provider. She was paying all this. I ain't supposed to do anything now. That's up to her. That's sort of some kind of selfish, isn't it? Again, that's my personal view. And I haven't thrown out my personal views that much on that, but that is my personal view. And looking at what a partnership and what that means on all levels about household chores, about, paying the bills, what bills are paid, finances, about, what a partnership means on picking out where you're going to live, what type of house you're going to build, how you handle the kids if they're sick, what a partnership looks like. And it shouldn't be all left to, one person does everything or majority of the stuff. It needs to be shared. That's my view. And what the essence of a partnership is, they need to be detailed, specifically detailed out before you get into a relationship, before you get married or living together. Okay. They need to be spelled out and you need to be open and honest. I get, people all the time that a man or a woman, they're with somebody that makes decent money and you know what? They get married. Oh, I don't want to work anymore. I hate my job. Huh? And believe me, this happens. Men do it. Women do it. Everybody assumes, or, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home wife now. I changed my mind. What? And that's not fair. And that's very fraudulent. You need to be open. You need to be honest and look at, what is going on and what works in the best interest of the partnership and exactly what that means. Okay. Somebody posted, I think it's up to the person if they're interested in the person and are serious. That should be an issue. That shouldn't be an issue who pays. I feel that women view a man paying as this person is serious in this meeting. Or let me guess, you feel that the man is serious if he pays the bills on the dating aspects. Okay, what if he's serious, but the woman isn't, and the woman is just going along getting free meals, getting free dates, right? And she's not serious at all. She goes out on this date, and this man pays. This man goes out on another date, this man pays, and she's getting free entertainment and doesn't have to pay anything. Is that fair? Again, we can look at culture. We can look at, how we're raised and look at, our own view of it. And do you look at, is this really right and wrong? Or do we look at gender roles and can we, a lot of people, they follow certain gender roles, but if they don't serve their purpose, they flip the script and they change that. I'm not about that. And I promote people being open and being honest and looking at what works for them. And again, how would a man know that the woman is interested? Like I said, if, this individual on Facebook posted that, the man pays, all the dates and all this and might go broke or whatever. And then I hear, well, he shouldn't be dating Greg. I'm like, really? Are you able to look at that and put yourselves in each other's situations? Like I said, maybe there's a guy dating a single mother or same-sex relationship dating a single mother, and she has to pay for daycare, someone to watch the kids while she goes out on a date. Or a man, there's a lot of men now I know, at least in Michigan, that have full custody of their kids and no one to watch the kids, and he's paying a sitter, but the man should pay. You have to look at each situation differently and put yourself in each other's shoes. I'm all about being open and being honest and being compassionate and understanding. And again, you have to look at what a partnership means to you and what your expectations are as far as gender roles, or do you pick and choose what works for you? That's not fair. I'm going to be honest. So you need to go after it. And when you get in a serious relationship or a committed relationship, exclusive relationship, whatever that means for you, it starts there. It even starts before that. It starts definitely if you move in together, and it starts, when you definitely needs to start before you get married and think that, okay, I can be okay with this situation. And then the only thing that changes is your tolerance. So be open, be honest. And if you have certain expectations about gender roles, that's okay. Be open, be honest about it. But you know what? You need to find someone that fits that same model and the same, expectations you have. You know what? Not perfect, but, fits the main ones. Okay. Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org, and make sure you follow me on Facebook.com, Detroit's Love Guru, my public figure page. Like it, subscribe, go to my YouTube channel. I'd love you to subscribe, follow me there as well. IG, Detroit's Love Guru, Twitter, all that stuff. YouTube is The Art of Relationships with Greg Dudzinski. Okay. Everybody take care. Peace. Much love. Happy hump day, people.